Hi, Z here. Let's talk K-pop and K-drama. This is a deviation from my normal content, but if you know me, you know I love K-dramas. And for K-pop, if specifically the K-pop, if you're thinking K-pop, I'm more of a Big Bang fan. I mean, I like Shiny and some other bands, but the focus will be on Big Bang, especially T.O.P for Big Bang. So T.O.P from Big Bang will be is finally coming back after 13 years, isn't it? And he's going to be releasing an album called Another Dimension. And I found it interesting that he released this, the timing at which he released the teaser for the album. That was on, it was New Year's Day in some countries, and it was still New Year's Eve in some countries. I think it was New Year's Eve when I saw it, but many countries were already in New Year. So my breakdown of it, I think I've already talked about this on my Twitter, and I was like, I don't know if it's on purpose, but this suits the theme of the another dimension that we're going for, in the sense that new year, new me, everybody has, it's like a shedding of the old self. Most people have that kind of like new year, new me thing going on. And it feels like when people proceed into the new year or going into the new year, there's that image of wanting to shed things that do not serve you anymore. And then if you're already in the new year, it feels like a celebration of self as well. You've already, even though there was no difference in things, but mentally there's a shift into coming into a new reality or expectancy, like new hope, new beginnings. But if you're still in the 31st, well, on the 31st, like myself, when it happened, that is still there. There's still a bit of hopefulness. People are still trying to like do, whether it's prayers or going, just sleeping through it. People have routines. Some don't even have routines. There's always still that mindset of hope, depending on your upbringing and values. So it feels like that is on point with the another dimension, because honestly, on the 31st, for me, I was like, me personally, I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to the New Year's. I have some goals. Like, I want to set this. It's interesting how people don't set the goals into motion until the clock strikes 12. But it's amusing. But, anyways, that being said, on the 31st, when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is actually nice, because when you think about it, on the 31st, I was also thinking, oh, I'm going to pray into the new year. I need to go into the new year with a positive mindset. It needs to be like that. Those that already crossed into the new year, I could imagine when they saw it, they were like, wow, okay, this is New Year's. This is a new start, a new happy year. I am going to start setting goals of what I want to achieve before the end of this year. So that being said, is an interesting perspective, if that's what it is to the mind, because there's a shedding of an old self. I mean, I'm not saying he is shedding an old self, but if you know his journey, this is the longest, is like the longest hiatus, I would say. So it feels like there might be some perspective that might need to be shared. And this is also, considering the album is another dimension, I think this is viewing things from different angles. I'm seeing the 31st, you're seeing the first of another year. Like, these are two different, it's all about perspective, dimensions, whatever you're looking at, depending on where you were physically. You're seeing it in different way. I am insistent that it was on the 31st I saw it. Some people are like, nope, it was on the first I saw it. Like, this is how it made me feel. This is the representation of how things went. So that being said, I really, really like the concept. And I think it's going to be something that is going to be spacey, that might have to do with, the galaxies and things like that, because that's something he's always shown interest in. He always, he was supposed to be part of the moon project and all of that. Honestly, I was really, really excited when I saw the video. I was like, nah, this is not real. Is this one of those videos where people make up? I was like, oh, actually, it's T.O.P. It's top. Wow. So now let's get into yapping on how I got into Big Bang and K dramas. So when I was much younger, in my teenage years, I just started exploring K dramas then, and I was like, because during when I come back from school, like during breaks, right, I would buy these films and then watch them. And what made me go into Big Bang was I was watching Iris, Lee Byung, Lee Byung Hun. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, that was also in Squid Game, was in that movie, right? And I was like, I saw the assassin. I was like, wow. Honestly, I fell for beauty first. I was like, wow, who is this beautiful man? who is he? I need to know. And the acting was so cool. I know it seems like he finds the acting cringe. Or, there's something about mentioning Iris from the interviews I've seen. It doesn't seem to like it, like goes cringe mode. But honestly, that was teenage me then looking at him acting. I was like, wow, what a beautiful man. What a cool assassin. Honestly, I was rooting for him. Shameless, I know, but I was rooting for T.O.P to actually win. I was like, no, I don't want him to die. I don't want him to go. Like, there was a shooting scene. He went on the bridge where it was like, phew, it was just walking. He should have ran. He was walking coolly. Like, oh, I was so gassed. I was like, wow, what a cool assassin. Twisted, I know. But so then I got curious and I started looking up like who is this actor. Then I looked it up. I saw the actor. I was like, oh, okay. Then I found out it was in the band Big Bang, and then they themselves were quite young as well. I think they were also within their teenage and 20s, early 20s, kind of, yeah. And I was like, wow, who are these people? Then when Fantastic Baby came out, I think no, I when what was the first song I listened to from them? I think it was after when I'd gotten into them, that was when Fantastic Baby was released. I went into their discography with, with old songs. I liked Haru Haru then, literally, I started looking at their songs at that time, which are now old songs. And I was so curious. And obviously, T.O.P was my ultimate bias then. I was like, wow, I really love this beautiful man. His voice, T.O.P's voice is like, wow. And sometimes with boy bands, you see people trying to like put on the voice, try to have the deep rapping, this thing. People think that rap is equivalent to having a deep voice, but this is genuinely his voice. And sometimes he's done some singing, and it's just that nice, even in the acting too. When he was acting the Iris as well, I was like, oof, this voice. Call me a damsel in distress. I was like, wow, this is a beautiful voice. When he raps, when he sings, the lyrics, I was just like gagged. And then I started thinking, oh, who else is going to be my bias? And then I was thinking to swing in between Day Song then, because I just found him very endearing and it's beautiful. And then I was like, okay, maybe Day Song. But G Dragon gives gender envy. He's a beautiful person as well. Like, oh, maybe G Dragon and Taeyang. It was really hard because there were five of them then. To be honest, those four, like the four of them were genuinely my picks. It was swinging, but T.O.P being the highest, and in between it would be like the song, okay, Taeyang, maybe G Dragon or G Dragon that way. So all four of them were like rotating, even though there were five. I was like, those were my bias. I was super into them. I used to like, listen to songs from other bands, but they were like my bias. Like it was just Big Bang or nothing. Shiny as well are there and some other bands, but that is by the way. So yeah, honestly, I just had to like talk about it because T.O.P. I'm trying to see what direction is going to go with this album. I feel like there might be some kind of like ballads, and something about T.O.P singing ballads has always been my favorite thing. When they sing, oh, like it is, his voice is so suited for ballads. Even when he raps, like, high notes, when he's singing. To be honest, I do find his mind fascinating as well because when I watched Doom Dada, like the video was like, ooh, and the song as well. It just hits the brain in the right place. The way the video was going, the sequence of the video was just amazing as well. And then I was like, mass media. Before that, there was Turn It Up. And I know he did some collab with, the GD and Top album. That's another one that I love as well. But Turn It Up is like, it's one of my most played songs and also my most played K-pop song, I would say, because there was a time where I could not do without listening to it in a week. Like it was just something about the way it started, like the beats from the beginning. That song it's just beautiful. The way he started with the song, even the video, his expression, the way he said, calling himself the official pimp, the beats, the mischievous look, when he was like calling the designers, the chairs laid out, everything about that video is tip top. Even Doom Dada, like the video direction is insane, because sometimes with videos you can like there's predictability, that kind of thing, but it's always fresh when you see an artistic view and you get into the mind of the artist with like videos. So this is like scattered rants, but honestly, all I just want to say is I'm excited for Big Bang T.O.P. Well, former Big Bang T.O.P.'s return. Like T.O.P. has long time been my fave. When he came back with Squid Game as well, it was also very, very like a very happy time for me. Like teenage me was like squealing with joy, because it's been so long we saw him, in the media with all the things that's happened, and it was just nice and refreshing to see him do acting as well, because that has always been something he's done. Though I was a bit disappointed when he didn't get to like promote the season 2 that he was in, and he only promoted it like kind of like promoted it in season 3, though he just briefly appeared. But I was a bit disappointed, but I was very glad to see that he's very well. He seemed okay. Nice to see his quirky side and all of that. So yeah, this is just me showing my excitement and ranting about what I'm expecting for another dimension with the album. So, but also with the album, I don't know what the album is going to be like, but I'm very hopeful. I have a very open mind, and I can't wait for him to announce the actual date the album is going to come out, to the rollout, to actually hoping it goes on tour, because Teenage Me would love to go on tour and see T.O.P. Top Tabby, as it's called. So yeah, this is just a rant video posting to talk about that. So Z out.